Start.
Start now?
Usually go online 7:30.
Yeah, because breakfast is at 8 o'clock.
Even before, yeah.
Jai, Jai Shri Shri Guru Chandraju ki Jai, Jai Shri Radhagiraju ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Devi ki Jai. We're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Madhya Lila, chapter 17, verse 103. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai
Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai Shalom Vishpade Si Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Hari Bol Jai Mahaprabhu Jai Gurudev. Okay, text 103. So this is the Lord is traveling to Vrindavan after many thwarted attempts because the devotees, oh well, wait till this and now this festival is coming up in the rainy season. And finally the Lord has traveled through the Jarikanda forest and now has come to Varanasi. E mata pratidina karena vanchana sanyashira shangabaye namanena nimantrana. Every day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused their invitation because he feared associating with Mayavadi sannyasis. So Tapan Mishra said, my dear Lord, as long as you stay at Varanasi, don't take any other invitation except for mine. But he is saying that because the whole of the city was full of Mayavadi sannyasis. Prakashananda Sripada Sabate Bashia Vedanta Padanya Bahu Shishya Ganalanya. There was a great Mayavadi sannyasi named Prakashananda Saraswati, who used to teach Vedanta philosophy to a great assembly of followers. So it was a super influential, it was extremely influential, the teachings of Shankaracharya. So, but I'm just going to read a little paragraph here, just summarizing these teachings given in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Well, we could just read it. Hastapada mukamora nahikalochana vedamore e matakare vidambana kashite padaya veta prakasha ananda se veta kare mora anga kanda kanda vakanaye vedamora vigraha namane sarvange haila kushta tabu nahi jane Sarva yagyamaya mora je anga pavitra ajabhava adagaye yahara charitra punya pavitrata paye je anga parashe taha mitya bale veta kemona sahase. And then in the Madhya Kanda chapter 23, this is from the description of Sripad Prakashananda Saraswati given in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. And then in another part of that book, Sanyasi Prakashananda Vishaye Kashite Mori Kanda Kanda Veta Kare Balamate Padea Vedanta Mora Vigraha Namane Kushta Kala Inguange Tabu nahi jane, sacha mora lila karma, sacha mora sthana, iha mitya bale more kare kan kan. So, we'll just read this first paragraph here. Just to give us an idea of the influence and mood and conception of Prakashananda Saraswati. These were very, 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 very influential persons. Prakashananda Saraswati used to explain impersonalism, the absolute truth as being without hands, legs, mouths, or eyes. In this way, he used to cheat the people by denying the personal form of the Lord. Such a A foolish person was Prakashananda Saraswati, whose only business was to sever the limbs of the Lord by proving the Lord to be impersonal, meaning a non-person. Although the Lord has form, Prakashananda Saraswati was attempting to cut off the legs and hands of the Lord. This is the business of demons. The Vedas state that people who do not accept the Lord's form are rascals. The form of the Lord is factual. For Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarver ahameva vedya. When the Lord says aham, he says I am, which means I, the person. Actually, anyone who studies grammar properly can't have this conception. Not that I've done that, but just the little bits, that we know. So in the Brahma Samhita, also, it's saying yasya prabhavato jagadanda koti. Yasya is personal pronoun. It means possessive. His prabha, his effulgence is this koti yakshat trasti jagadanda. Koti svashesha vasudadi vibhuti bindam yatad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindam adi purusham tamam bhajami. So it's saying his effulgence is that inconceivable, non-dual thing. But this is not a place. Like there's the material world and there's this non-differentiated thing, and then you go through that and that. These are positions of realization of what is there. So everything has this quality of sat, existence, which is of a particular nature. But when you go beyond that, then you see all the other qualities of it. But that is his effulgence. Ekavipradeki aila prabhura vyavahara Prakashananda age kahe charitra tanhara. One Brahmin who saw the wonderful behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Prakashananda Saraswati and described the Lord's characteristics. Eka sannyasi aila jagannatha haite tahara mahima pratapana parivarnite. The Brahmin told Prakashananda Saraswati, there is a sannyasi who has come from Jagannath Puri, and I cannot describe his wonderful influence and glories. Shakala deki yatante adbhuta katana prakanda sharira shuddha kanchana varana. Everything is wonderful about that sannyasi. He has a very well-built and luxurious body, and his complexion is like purified gold. Ajanu lambita bhuja kamala nayana jata kichu ishvarera sarva salakshana. He has arms that extend to his knees, and his eyes are like the petals of a lotus. In his person are all the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tahadeki yagyaha e narayana te tare deke kare Krishna sankirtana. When one sees all these features, one takes him to be Narayan himself. Whoever sees him immediately begins to chant the holy name of Krishna. Maha Bhagavata Lakshana Shuni Bhagavate Se Shabha Lakshana Prakata Dekiya Tanhate. We have heard about the symptoms of a first-class devotee in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and all those symptoms are manifest in the body excuse me, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nirantara Krishna Nama Jivatara Gai Dui Netre Ashru Vehe Gangadhara Prai. His tongue is always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and from his eyes tears incessantly fall like the flowing Ganges. Kshane nache hase gaya karaye krandana Kshane huhunkara kare singhera garjana. Sometimes he dances, laughs, sings, and cries, and sometimes he roars like a lion. Jagata Mangalatara Krishna Chaitanya Nam Nama Rupa Gunatara Shaba Anupam. His name, Krishna Chaitanya, is all auspicious to the world. Everything about him, his name, form, and qualities, is unparalleled. So this Brahman is going to Prakashananda Saraswati, telling him the glories of this person who's always crying and chanting, and everyone who sees him starts to chant. And he's so beautiful. His form is so lovely. He's saying luxurious, like so opulent and beautiful. And he's crying, and he has all the symptoms given in the Bhagavat of a great Vaishnava. Dekhile se janitara ishvarera riti alokika kata shuni ke kare pratiti. Simply by seeing him, one understands that he possesses all the characteristics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such characteristics are certainly uncommon. Who will believe it? Shunya prakashananda bahutaha shila vipre upaha sakari kahite lagila. Prakashananda Saraswati laughed very much to hear this description. Joking and laughing at the Brahmin, he began to speak as follows. Shuniyachi Gauda Deshera Sanyasi Babuka Keshava Bharati Shishya Loka Prataraka. Prakashananda Saraswati said, yes, I've heard about him. He's a sannyasi from Bengal, and he is very sentimental. I have also heard that he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya. For he is a disciple of Keshava Bharati. However, he is only a pretender. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was considered Bhavuka because he was always seen in the Bhava stage. That is, he always exhibited ecstatic love for Krishna. However, foolish people considered him sentimental. And of course, there is such a thing. There's always something fake. So the Prakriti Sahajiyas, they're always crying and falling over and doing all these things. But how can we recognize what is fake? Because there is something that is not. If there is illusion, that presupposes there is a real form of that thing. I think as Kali Yuga progresses, the word fake will leave. Because there's nothing to compare it to. It'll be an ocean of darkness. Right? You won't be able to identify what is fake or false. So he's saying he's sentimental. But then there must be some real form of that. Some real form must be there of such a thing. This is the fault of the Mayavadis. They want to say it's all false, but they don't. It's like the logic of half a hen, or it's incomplete thinking. If you identify anything as being an illusion, then you must be able to point out the real form of that thing. Otherwise, that's just there's not a complete picture there. So they're saying it is all illusion, but where did illusion come from? Where did I come from? How did I become deluded? There's all these questions that remain unanswered with that. So they're saying, this is all false. But then, Chaitanya Namatara Bhavuka Ganalanya Deshe Deshe Grame Grame Bahule Nachana. Prakashananda Saraswati continued, I know that his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya and that he is accompanied by many sentimentalists. I already know about this guy. His followers dance with him, and he tours the country. He tours from country to country and village to village. Jai tare teke se ishvara kari kahe, aiche mohana vidya, jai deke se mohe. Whoever sees him accepts him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, since he has some mystic power by which he hypnotizes people. Everyone who sees him is illusioned. So, this is also like this type of thing where you don't have to present any evidence. You just make a statement, but without any evidence that this is true. So Srila Guru Maharaj is talking about Gyan and Vigyan. So Gyan is a really general thing, and Vigyan is super, super systematic. What is this? What is this? What is that in compared to that? And what is this? And what is this? So none of the statements of our Guru Varga are without very, very fine evidence, and it's all, but he's just making some statement. He doesn't have to back it up. This is the nature of suspicion. Suspicion needs no other evidence but its own feeling. It's just an emotion. He's actually emotional. He doesn't require any evidence. He just, I feel this, therefore it must be true, and makes this kind of statement. But when we're armed with this divine knowledge, systematic knowledge coming from our gurus, and like we were talking about Brihad Bhagavatamrita the other day, this is all so clearly shown, then, such statements like that, you can easily go, why do you say that? Why are you saying that? But he's just saying, oh, I know all about this. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Pandita Prabhala Shruni Chaitanya Shange Haila Pagala. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very learned scholar. But I have heard that he's also become a madman due to his association with this Chaitanya. A good Mayavadi now become insane. Sannyasi nama matra maha indrajali kshipurena vakibe tarabhavakali. This Chaitanya is a sannyasi in name only. Actually, he's a first-class magician. In any case, his sentimentalism cannot be very much in demand here in Kashi. Vedanta Shravanakara na Jayi Tatara Pasha Uchrin Kala Loka Shange Dui Loka Nasha. Do not go to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just continue hearing Vedanta. If you associate with upstarts, you will be lost in this world and in the next. The word Uchrinkala means whimsical. It's significant in this verse. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself says, Ya Shastra Vidim Utrija Vartate Kamakarataha Nasa Siddham Avapnoti Nashukam Na Parangatim. If one acts whimsically and does not follow the Shastric principles, he will never attain perfection, happiness, or the spiritual world. So this is another thing that to be aware of, and I think, I'm sort of emphasizing this with the younger generation because they're so much influenced by public media that words can affect masses of people. And the word is not, it just brings out an emotion, but they're not understanding whether that word is being applied properly, what it really means, what it's describing, and everything is becoming so vague. All really so he's saying that he's whimsical. And that's a word, I don't want to be around him then. But he's not applying it properly. He's not showing how he's applying it properly. He's not giving any evidence that this word is appropriate. But it has this effect, whimsical, I better not go there. So, in one sense, we're trying to teach how to think properly, right? And not in some mundane way, but how to look at a thing clearly. Because really, masses of people can be just influenced by a word. Nobody is thinking, what does this word mean? Not nobody, but young people are very influenced that way. Oof. So he's saying he's whimsical. Oh, whimsical. Oh no, I better stay away. But he's not saying anything about what that means. Atashuni se vipra mahaduka paila Krishna Krishna kahitaha haite uttigela. When the Brahmana heard Prakashananda Saraswati speak like this about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very grief-stricken. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, he immediately left. Yeah, so Krishna Krishna kahi, he's like, I gotta get out of here. Prabhura darshane shuddha hanya chaitanramana Prabhu age duki hanya kahe vivarana. The Brahman's mind was already purified by seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He therefore went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described what took place before the Mayavadi sannyasi Prakashananda. So it's, I mean, for me, and something that I feel is really important, is to, nowadays, if you present anything as being supremely true, that's automatically canceled in the mind of people. You're not allowed to say, this is better than this. But that's full hypocrisy from the very beginning, because that person is saying it's better not to say that. That's the better thing. It's automatically self-canceling. So they'll say, there is no absolute truth. But that's an absolute statement. So we have to say, okay, let's put all this on the board. You're saying an absolute statement. I'm saying an absolute statement. Which one is better? Let's put it all out on the table and see. Are you all right to open your eyes? Or do you just want to make everything a big mess? A big indiscernible mess? Shuni Mahaprabhu Tabe Ishadha Shila Punarapi Se Vipra Prabhure Puchila. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahmin then spoke again to the Lord. Tara age chabe ame tomara nama laila Seha tomara nama jane apane kahila. The Brahmin said, as soon as I uttered your name before him, he immediately confirmed the fact that he knew your name. Tomara dosha kahite kare namera uchara Chaitanya kari kaheti nabara. While finding fault with you, he uttered your name 3 times, saying Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. Tinabare Krishna nam naila taramuke avagyate namalaya shuni paituke. Although he spoke your name 3 times, he did not utter the name of Krishna. Because he uttered your name in contempt, I was very much aggrieved. Ihara karanamore kaha kripakare tomadeki mukamore bale Krishna hari. Why could Prakashananda not utter the names of Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name of Chaitanya thrice. As far as I'm concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy name of Krishna and Hari. So then, maybe we need to stop now, because now this very important explanation is coming about the chanting and the effect of the chanting according to the mood. And it isn't an easy part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita to follow in one sense, or at least for me, because we know that simply by chanting Mara, that person who wrote the Ramayana, Valmiki, he was a murderer. He wasn't a sage in the beginning, but he said, okay, you just chant death. And he chant Rama, 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 and it turned into Rama, 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 Rama. And he was so purified by that. So there are so many factors in these things, right? And then everything came through him. He, completely revealed the whole Ramayana before it even happened. So he was expecting Sita, because he knew that Sita went to the hermitage of Valmiki. And he's writing this down. Oh, she's coming here, before she even came. But so there are many, many fine points in here. For me, this is something I like to read often, because some of it I can't quite follow, and but all these things can come to us because it's very fine, and so we're just bowing down and. By the grace of our Guru Varga, all these things can become revealed to us in fine points. Some of the classes that I listen to, I'll listen to a class, a talk, like we're all listening to talks all the time. Some of Guru Maharaj is talking like, what? Then listening again, what? And listening again, what was it? And then you start thinking, and you start understanding something by their grace. That's why when we're singing in the morning, we say, Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakasito. This kind of gyan has to be revealed. And we're waiting sometimes to understand something. But we don't want to misunderstand. We don't want to try to capture it in a little kitchen of our mind. So sometimes we're just bowing down and wait, okay, I'm not catching this. And then another time, oh, yeah, this is clear. Any comment, Pramod?
No, I was listening with great pleasure what you said.
Yeah, it's good. This is so wonderful to sit here and see these pictures of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, and especially Saraswati Thakur looks so happy in this picture. He's just so sweet looking. Oh, his face is just like sweet. And just like, we're trying to do something for our gurus.
They're all watching you reading Chaitanya Charitamrita.
And I'm going, I don't know.
We can read a little bit from...
Oh, yes, I forgot. Reveal truth. We'll just read. So, from general to specific, this is the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where we are, right? Or the Supreme Lord Vishnu, which chapter? Which part?
There was a bookmark.
There's a bookmark, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, we can just read the Supreme Lord Vishnu, I think, right? We have these little long sticker things, because sometimes I forget where I am on the page. So I just put a little sticker on the side. They say, other than Mayavadi, this is revealed truth from the beautiful talks of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. Other than Mayavad, all of these conceptions are Vaishnava conceptions, and following them should be considered Vaishnavism. I don't remember that we read the first part of this. Did we? Perfect harmony? Is that where we are, actually? The conception of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called a Chincha Beda Beda Siddhanta.
I also don't...
Maybe, I think...
Anyone remember? Wasn't it like Krishna's qualities, wasn't it? You give serve Krishna, you get everything, and then his beauty, sweetness, it was about
Yeah.
they're along those lines. But
I think maybe someone was reading this and the bookmark is in a different place. I'm thinking.
Because he was reading from his cup.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows where it was?
The waves of Krishna, Kama, and Prema.
Anything
Right, so let's just begin where we are in this bookmark. Okay, so we'll start here, chapter 9.
If we didn't remember yesterday, better you read it again. You know what I mean?
Revealed truth. So, the conception of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Achincha Beda Beda Siddhanta, the conclusion of inconceivable difference and non-difference. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that the Achincha Beda Beda Siddhanta applies to everything, and that everything can be adjusted and harmonized by it. His teaching of Achincha Beda Beda Siddhanta is not a vad, an ism. It's not a path. It's a conclusion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not preach an ism. He preached Siddhanta, perfect conclusions that make perfect harmony with everything. Perfect conclusions that harmonize all isms. Otherwise, we have an ocean of conceptions, and none of them can be harmonized. Actually, everything's harmonized in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If we don't know the center, then we don't know where anything is. It's just an ocean of conceptions. But Achincha Beda Beda is Siddhanta. It is the harmonizing principle of everything. It's a very beautiful thing to remember that. Before, sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Before the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there were great acharyas who preached different conceptions. There was Shankaracharya and his conception of Advaitavad, non-dualism, which is also known as Mayavad, illusionism. Srila Guru Maharaj, I was listening to him a little while ago. He was saying, why are you preaching that everything is non-dual? Why are you teaching that someone doesn't know something that is true? There's automatically duality there. You don't know this thing, you should know it, and I know it. And I'm going to teach this thing to you. Automatically, that's duality. It's completely untenable. 100%. We cannot support this conception. There was Shankaracharya and his conception of Advaitavad, non-dualism, which is also known as Mayavad, illusionism. That's why Tapan Mishra said, you only hear about Maya. What was the other thing? Maya and Brahman. That's the only thing you're going to hear here. There was then there was Ramanujacharya and his conception of Vishtadvaitavad, qualified non-dualism. In other words, some fineness of conception of that. There was Madhvacharya and his conception of Shuddha Dvaita, pure dualism. And then there was Vishnu Swami and his conception of Shuddha Dvaita, pure non-dualism. Pure dualism and pure non-dualism. And there was Nimbarka Acharya and his conception of Dvaita Dvaitavad, dualism cum non-dualism. With non, cum means with, huh? With, yeah. There were so many Vads, isms. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with followers of all these conceptions, and everywhere he successfully established his conception of Achincha Beda Bed Siddhanta, the harmonizing central conception of all of these. He met many famous scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati. Doesn't that happen all the time?
Yeah.
He discussed religion with them and gave them Krishna consciousness through his Achincha Beda Bed Siddhanta.
You were just reading about it.
Huh? Just reading about this. It happens so often. Like that play, just where we are in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's some kind of, Guru Maharaj would call it confirmation.
Confirmation.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Divine coincidence. Coincidence means two incidents that are happening at the same time, but it's divine instead of, oh my God, what?
That was meant to happen today.
Huh?
But you couldn't find the right.
And here we are, from general to specific, and the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So now it's 8:05, Didi. So, would you like to lead a short?
Hari
Hari Hari.
Okay. Hari Hari Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Hari Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Gopal Govindaram Srimati Sudam.
Gopal Govindaram Srimati Sudam.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Moha.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Moha.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chanda. Gadadhara Shivasati Sabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Jai Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari
Govinda.
Gopalanande, Jai Shri Guru Granga Sundar, Radha Giridhari Ki Jai. Jai Om Shabashya Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Shila Bhakti Raka Shila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Bhagavan Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai Pravil Prabhu ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mahataja Govinda ki Jai Sri Lekha Didi ki Jai all the devotee ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Nitai
Jai, Krishna Kanta Ki Jai.
So lucky.